Okay, so here we are in the Facebook strategy section. Now I'm going to try to make this section as evergreen as I can, meaning that I'm going to constantly try to update it and add new content to it. So just expect for this video to increase in the time length. So what you see right now, it should increase in the future. All right. So I just want to go ahead and get started because on this section right here where the resources are, you're going to see a lot more content as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and start it off for here for now because I just want to get into the main specific traffic generating strategies, both free and paid. And again, I'm going to add more content just due to the nature of the ever changing nature and style of Facebook and Meta, and especially the constantly evolving landscape that we're in right now. So I just want to make sure that I let you know that now before we get started. Just expect for this to constantly be changed. But what you're getting ready to see right now is a tried and true method that has been working since the beginning stages of Facebook. That's just because it's just human to human direct contact. And I'm not talking about Messenger, but that is an option as well. And if I find a viable way in the future where I feel personally comfortable sharing traffic generation strategies when it comes to Facebook Messenger, other than advertisement, because you can advertise and post to your stories to generate traffic, and I'll try to include that in the future if I find a sharpened viable solution for you. All right, but for now, let's just go ahead and get started into the high traffic groups. Now there's only 10 here, but I want to kind of get into the concept, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Now what you'll notice here is that mainly just advertised type groups. Each one of these has 100,000 or more, and I made sure of that, or at least up to 100,000, because I remember including my own, and my own group is almost at like 79,000. But this one right here, I believe, is my own group. So if you click on it, it'll take you directly to this group. So this group has almost 80,000 members, and that's the same with the rest of these groups. You'll notice when you go to them. So what you can do in these groups, and you'll notice as you're scrolling down, I try to personally moderate it so you don't see much spam, but you can post your business and promote your opportunity here, have folks go directly to your sales funnel. And what you can also do is not only just leverage each one of these groups, because that's what I do recommend, is to kind of create a folder just like this that has a list of groups that go on and on and on. And ultimately what you want to have is just each one of these groups be a source of traffic for your sales funnel, your opt-in page. And I don't recommend using automation software right now, at least with Facebook's algorithm, because at least with my personal experience in the last 4 to 5 years, I've been shadow banned and banned a lot of times. And when I mean banned, I mean like time blocks, as far as I can't do certain activities or actions on my Facebook account because I was going over the limit of how many I could do. Like, for an example, I'm commenting on too many posts in advertise here groups, or posting to too many groups while doing other actions at the same time. Stuff like that can trigger Facebook's algorithm. That's why I've been avoiding automation software. But if anything comes up and anything happens, and if you are happy to use an automation software, a great place to go for more information is mpsocial.com, and I'll leave that in the resource section as well. So I went ahead and included MP Social in the resource section here. So if you click on it, it'll take you to this form here, and you can come here to get any type of updates to the algorithms based off of the information that these people personally know. Now, these are the folks behind Mass Planner. If you're not familiar, it's a automation software that helps you to pretty much distribute content and take certain actions, whether it be like, comment, send friend requests, wish people happy birthdays, have auto replies, auto comment, auto post. It was pretty much an automation software that allows you to do almost anything imaginable on Facebook that you do yourself personally as a human. You can automate that process and have a software do it for you. But the problem with that is Meta is constantly evolving their systems behind the scenes, and there's only but so much we know, although there is a wealth of information that you can find in here. So if you ever have any type of questions in regards to what type of strategy you should take, at least in the meantime right now, before I find something that I find to be consistent and viable that lasts over the course of, five, something that you can use as an automation traffic generation strategy over the course of 5 to 10 years without having to worry about your account getting banned, because there's no point in putting so much time, effort into an account and warming it up and building it up and having people follow it and putting all this content just for it to ultimately get shut down. It's like automatic cancel of a stream of traffic, which brings you in sales. And if you have a certain quota that you're trying to make per month, having a traffic generation stream automatically shutting down you can be very detrimental and upsetting. So I just want you to avoid that pain. That's why I'm kind of avoiding teaching automation solutions, at least at this very moment. But again, this video is going to be constantly evolving, and I'll leave the timestamps in the description below. If I have made any changes, make sure you look in the resources, because there is a very valuable way of generating traffic using automation tools and automation software such as Jarvee, Mass Planner, and these softwares are no longer available, but there's hundreds of them that are just as similar out there, like Sharing Tools, Wolf Grove, and you can check out these different softwares. But if you need any information in regards to if you're currently using them right now and you already have a system going, and I highly recommend that you come here. These are actually the folks behind Mass Planner and Jarvee, and they have a wealth of information that you can come to get information in regards to that. All right. But what I'm going to be showing you in this video, the manual strategy that I'm going to really show you right here. So these are high traffic groups. And what I used to do with the automation tool is I would actually take these groups and plug them into that tool. I would plug in a pre-scripted comment, headline, and then I would put my URL, do what I would do manually, and I would just have the software do that for me 4 to 5 times a day. Well, there's nothing wrong with doing that yourself personally if you have the time to do it. I just recommend taking the time to post to each one of these groups in the morning, or it can be in the afternoon, or it can be in the evening, or you can do it 3 times a day. So what I've included in the resource section is this bulk URL opener. And what'll happen is if you go here, it'll take you to this place where you can actually open each URL all at once. So what I recommend doing is, because Google Chrome can be very taxing, I'm going to go ahead and include a website in the resource section called Opera GX. And this way you can actually have multiple tabs open and accomplish all of these different objectives without worrying about it slowing your computer down. So that browser is called Opera GX, and it's actually a gaming browser. This is a very useful tool for people who have software running on their computer, or if they're doing activities on their computer that requires a lot of RAM and a lot of power. And what happens is, if you have multiple tabs open, say if you have 15 groups that you're trying to post in back to back, which I don't recommend doing, by the way. You should take some time in between, first of all, each group, and like say about, you want to wait about 45 seconds to 1 minute and 30 seconds before you post in the next group. And then also, you don't want to post in all 15 groups at once. You want to post in about 3 groups, wait about like 5-10 minutes, then post to another 2 groups, and then wait like a couple of hours, and then post to another 5 groups, etc. And the reason why you want to do that is because you just don't want to alarm Facebook's algorithm and have it time block you and say, hey, you're doing too much of any type of activity at once. Because once you do that alongside with other Facebook traffic strategies that require a lot of actions, then it's going to cause Facebook to activities to trigger. So what you want to do is, if you need all of these different tabs open at once, but if you do insist on posting to 30 to 45 to 50 different groups at once, then what you want to do is you want to put all the different URLs in here and then click open, and it's actually going to open up all the tabs for you. Now, when you do that, it does require your computer to work harder. So that's why I recommend that you look at Opera GX, which is the gaming browser, because it's designed just for that purpose, for computers that's, usually games, as you may imagine, especially the ones that are out these days, require a lot of work from the computer, and it can cause the fan to blow harder, et cetera, et cetera. So, and it can really slow your computer down. It can make things load slower. So I recommend using this browser, and downloading this is actually a lot easier and pretty cool, and it's customizable. It's completely free, and you can have all your tabs open on the left hand side. So if you want to message somebody at any given time, you can message somebody without having to change your browser tab. So yeah, I do recommend this, but what we're doing here is we're taking groups like this that's similar to this, and then we're actually going to be posting in each one of them. So this strategy, As tedious and as amateur as it may seem, it's actually a very effective traffic strategy, because if you do it consistently, you'll notice that you get leads into your sales funnel. And that's the whole idea. You want subscribers into your sales funnel. A lot of these people are already interested in what you have to offer, especially if you post in a group that have similar type of content. Now, if you're in a niche, say like the relationship market or in the health and fitness market, just try to type in something like that. For example, just type in advertise health here. And as you can see here, now these are very low member groups. What we're looking for is just groups that have at least 10 to 15,000 people in there. And you want a group where you can actually post your advertisements in, not just groups that are just centered around that specific niche where people are actually, it's like a community and it's not an advertising group. What we're specifically looking for is advertise style groups. That way you can post and there's people that are already interested in that specific niche. Now, a lot of times what you'll find is it'll just say advertise your business here, promote your opportunity here, spam your link here, or advertise here, mom and dad. But what you can do is you can type in advertise here and then put your niche and then just see what comes up. And we're looking for something that's about between 13 to 15,000 members. And you want to post on those groups, gather up about a good 30, 40 to 50 of them. And then you want to post in those groups multiple times a day. And again, you don't want to do it back to back consecutively, but if you do insist on doing that, just kind of be careful and keep in mind that Facebook will trigger the what's called a captcha. And every time you get captured, it's almost like an invisible warning that you won't know about, but Facebook knows about. And if you get too many of those captures, they'll actually time block you. So I'm going to leave another resource called Death by Captcha, and there's another one called 2x Captcha, and it's extremely cheap. It's dirt cheap. You pay like $3 to $5 for the service, and you can get like thousands of different captures. But the whole idea is not to get any captures at all. The way it works is you just check about 3 times a day. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. So this is what it looks like. You just basically check about 3 times a day, and what you want to do is you just want to make sure that it doesn't have any captures. And if you do see any captures, it means that your account, because you got to plug in your Facebook account and it's going to let you know if Facebook's algorithm has triggered any captures for your account. And every time you get about a certain amount of captures, you'll notice anytime that you get a time block and you come back in here, you've had a lot of captures. So if you monitor this, if you keep an eye on it, anytime you see too many captures, okay, if I don't slow down, then I'm going to get a time block. So it's a great way of kind of monitoring the algorithms, but a lot of times this specific website isn't always accurate. So I am going to recommend another one. It's called 2x Captcha. So this is the other one that I'm going to recommend, just in case the Death by Captcha one doesn't show you the amount of captures that you need for your account. You can plug in all of them here: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Anywhere where you're posting a lot of content and you're doing a lot of actions and activities on a social media platform, you want to kind of know and get an idea of what the algorithm, anytime it triggers a capture on your account. That way, because if you get a certain amount, then you can know, oh, okay, yeah, if I keep going, then I'm going to eventually get a time block. And you'll start to notice those patterns. But the idea is not to get any captures at all. And it's extremely cheap. You pay like $5 and get thousands of captures, all right? So yeah, that is an option. So that's all I recommend that you do is you just put a nice little blurb in, say something. You can even use Chat GPT. If you take your headline on your opt-in page, whatever you have above your offer, your lead, your opt-in, instead of basically whatever your headline and your tagline is, you can actually take that tagline, copy and paste it, and go to Chat GPT, put that in there and say, hey, give me say a 15 to 20 word headline that matches this, or give me a variation of this, and you just copy and paste that, and you put it with your opt-in instance of your lead magnet link, the one that we created in a previous video, and you just post that into these groups. So you just want to make sure that you do that on a consistent basis. That is the main strategy that I'm going to show for now. Again, this video is going to continually evolve. I plan on talking about advertising, and I'm also going to get into display ads and how to use Meta's business suite and create an advertisement in Facebook. All right. So yeah, see you soon.